morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, it's time to take a look at the price of these Battle Styles cards over in Japan. You see, Single Strike and Rapid Strike Master, the sets which are going to become Battle Styles over here, they have been out for a few minutes over in Japan, and shops are starting to post their buy prices here, and that means we can take a look at the relative cost of these cards. Now, the usual appendices apply here. These are buy prices, not sell prices, so you can add kind of 50 to 100% to actually get the sell price. And singles in Japan do tend to be a little bit cheaper on the whole. So if I tell you it's like a $20 card, it's not going to be a $20 card when it actually comes out. You're going to need to add a little bit to that to get to the actual price. I hope that makes some semblance of sense. And I think the big story here is that Single Strike beats Rapid Strike. There are two cards which are on the higher end here, and they are Single Strike Energy and Corinna's Motivation. Now, both of these are coming in at 5,000 yen, which means if you take them into the shop will give you 5,000 yen for them. And 5,000 yen comes in at a little rough conversion here of $47.50 or £35. Now, that is what the shop is giving you for them. They are going to sell them at a higher price than that. Those are very expensive cards, ladies and gentlemen. These are very expensive cards. But then again, Corinna's Motivation. I mean, if we start with Corinna, there's a couple things going on here. Firstly, it is a female gym leader full art. And I'm sorry, but the female gym leader full arts tend to go up in value. You can agree with that, you can disagree with that. It doesn't really matter whether you do or not, because that's what happens. And of course, it's a really good draw card. It's just a reprint of Bianca. Lets you draw until you've got 6 cards in your hand. And I know a lot of people want to say that this isn't a good card, but Bianca saw a bunch of play and Lily saw a bunch of play, and I expect this to see a bunch of play. Maybe not immediately, but I feel pretty confident. Remember, Lily was better on turn 1, so let you draw until you had 8 rather than 6, but only that one turn. In terms of Single Strike Energy, it's that new special energy card that means that your attacks do an extra 20 damage, but it can only be attached to a single strike Pokemon. But it makes your attacks do an extra 20 damage. And one of the mantras I talk about in the Pokemon TCG is doing extra damage is always good. So yeah, this is pretty awesome. It's why the card ends up being so gosh darned expensive. We can put it side by side with Rapid Strike Energy, which is of course very much the equivalent for Rapid Strike decks, and that's being bought for 3,000 yen, which you're talking about £21 or $28.50. What that means is Rapid Strike deck, and these are equivalent cards, right? They are gold versions of the special energy cards, which should be a 4 of in the respective decks. So if you're telling me that you've got to add 2/3 of the price of Rapid Strike to get to Single Strike, or Single Strike is only worth 60% of Rapid Strike, call it what you will, that is telling me that over in Japan, the verdict is in, and Single Strike decks are better and more sought after. Want more proof? We could compare the Gold Houndoom and the Gold Octillery. Now, remember, these are essentially the big support. There was a big stage 1 support for both Single and Rapid Strike Energy or decks, and we got Houndoom for Single Strike and we got Octillery for Rapid Strike. Octillery lets you search for a Single Strike card and put it in your hand. Houndoom lets you search for a Single Strike Energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon and put 2 damage counters on. Well, Houndoom comes in at 4,500 yen, which comes in at about $43 or £31.50. And Octillery comes in at 2,000 yen, which is, well, less than half. It comes in at about, well, actually $19 exactly at the current exchange rate, and £14 or $13.99, which I find it weird that that's the price. Point is, Houndoom, considerably more expensive than Octillery. And Single Strike Gold is significantly more expensive than Rapid Strike Gold. Rapid Strike, I didn't actually tell you, it's just 2 energy, water or fighting, but only on a Rapid Strike Pokemon. So that seems to suggest very, very clearly that it really is a Single Strike world, and we're all just living in it. Now, there is another card up around this range as well. We are talking about Cheryl. Cheryl comes in at 3,500 yen, so somewhere in the middle of those 2 gold cards. And you're talking there somewhere in the region of $33 or £24.50. But this is a card which is essentially a max potion for all of your evolved Pokemon. If they've got damage on, you remove it. If you remove damage, you also have to remove all of the energy. It's a card that should end up seeing a bunch of play, but you've also got a full art female supporter card, which do tend to go up a little bit in value. So, away from the full art supporters and the single and rapid strike tricks, there are a few other cards which are tipping the scales. One which probably shouldn't surprise you is Gold Level Ball. Now, Gold Level Ball actually comes in higher than any card we've looked at in the video so far. It comes in at 6,000 yen, which is about $57 or £42. It's an extremely expensive card. But Level Ball is that item card that lets you search for a Pokemon with 90 HP or less and put it into your hand. So essentially, this is going to be a staple in a huge amount of decks. And not only that, but it's a card that's been printed a few times before and is honestly likely to be printed again. So this is one of those cards where people feel like if they invest in it, it's not going to end up dropping in value when it becomes unplayable like the special energies we've looked at. This is going to stay high essentially forever. Now, the other category of cards we need to look at here are the special art cards. And the special art V Maxes especially have gone a little bit silly. We have got Special Art Single Strike and Rapid Strike Urshifu, and the Rapid Strike one comes in here at 12,000 yen. 12,000 yen being roughly equivalent to, well, 2 gold level balls, but you're talking $114 or £84. But then the Single Strike actually comes in a bit higher again. We're at 13,000 yen here. So you're talking about $123 or £90. These are spectacularly expensive cards. They're more than double level ball here. Yeah, these are going to be ones you want to look for, though it does make me sad that the Rapid Strike blatantly has a way better art, but yet comes in slightly cheaper. In terms of the Pokemon V, it's not quite so high for them. The highest of them looks to be the Special Art Tyranitar, which is coming in at 3,000 yen, so you're talking $28.50 or £21. Now, I don't consider this to be a particularly amazing card. What we're looking at here is, it's quite expensive, although remember Houndoom to potentially accelerate energy, I get that. But you're talking 3 energy, 60 damage, and discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck, or 4 energy, 240, discard the top 4 cards of yours. I've not seen a bunch of winning decks for this like I have seen for Urshifu Single Strike. Now, after that, we've got the Single Strike Urshifu, which is coming in at 2,500. 2,500 essentially comes out to somewhere in the region of $24 or £17.50. And what we've got here is just a good deck. I showed you a winning Urshifu V deck the other day, so there is going to be an element of that. But also these special art cards do look to be bringing in some value. I can only imagine that the pull rates on the V Maxes are very, very low, because otherwise I'm not sure why they would get to such ridiculous standards. Empoleon, I adore the art on. You're going to be paid 2,200 yen for this, you're talking $21 or £15. And here, I mean, I love Empoleon, right? It blocks abilities. That seems really good to me of basic Pokemon other than those that have a rule box. It seems like a really good card, but, and don't get me wrong, 2,200 yen is still a lot, but it pales in comparison to some of the others. And then Rapid Strike Urshifu is coming in at 1,500 yen, which means, oh sorry, that is equivalent to $14 or £10.50, which basically means that over in Japan they do not agree with my assessment that Rapid Strike Urshifu is going to be better in the long run. Because I've said that, and these prices do not bear it out at all. Actually, sorry, while we're here, there is a full art supporter card I haven't mentioned yet. It is Phoebe. Phoebe comes in at 2,000 yen, and you're talking $19 or £14, which is kind of cool. Essentially here, it just lets VMAXs go through any effects on the defending Pokemon, so it'll let a VMAX go through Zamazenta, as an example. It's, because they've got an ability that blocks VMAXs. Very cool card. Very specialized, but actually comes in quite a bit lower than we saw for Corinna and Cheryl. Now there we go. That's what we see. Those are the expensive cards. So when you're opening battle styles in 6 weeks' time, these are going to be the cards you're looking for. And the values I've given you in this video are naught but a rough guide. They're going to be different over here because they're going to be sell prices and different country, etc. But the fact of the matter is, you now know which of those cards you're looking for from battle styles, and you should know the ones you're hoping to pull. So now it's over to you guys. Tell me which of these are your favourite cards, tell me which ones you want, tell me which ones you would be willing to pay a lot of money for. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.